and welcome to a video on, well, this amazing game you see right in front of you. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator, as in, well, the new one. So, yeah, I spent the entirety of today installing it, and there was a little bit of a bug with Steam trying to get the Premium Deluxe content into the game, but it is now in the game, which is great. You can see the 787. Now, I had a little play around with this game. Now, bear in mind, right now, I'm on the PC I do my recording on. Now, I don't actually have a yoke with this PC. I do not have any kind of flight control mechanism thing. I don't have a joystick or a yoke. I'm looking to get a joystick quite soon, but I don't have one currently. Now, the old sim had a mouse yoke that was absolutely amazing. Like, I mean amazing. It was really good. But this game does not have one, sadly. But I have discovered I can use an Xbox controller. And I've discovered I can also connect it to my PC using a micro USB cable. So, well, I've had a little practice. I've done the landing challenge, and it's about on par with the mouse yoke. It's not quite as good as a yoke or a joystick, but it's definitely better than the keyboard that I tried to use earlier today and landed in the grass with no success. Honestly, using a keyboard to fly a plane, no, it's not going to happen. Now, one thing I just quickly want to do, I've had a little play around with this sim now, and I've looked through what you can do with the Xbox controller. Yeah, I don't like the way that you have to make a custom profile every time you edit some of these things. But I want to get rid of the flaps because you can use the keyboard for the flaps quite easily. Because when I go onto VATSIM, and importantly, this game, it turns out, it works with Active Sky. It works with Pro ATC. Believe it or not, it is actually to my apps. Remember, Pro ATC is not supported. It has not been. It's not been touched for over 2 years, so the fact that it still works in this sim is amazing. But anyway, on to the point I'm actually supposed to be doing in this video. I want to show you guys, I want to make a little series, an 8-part series, you can probably guess looking at this tab, on the training, so 1 video per training session. So this is basically about all of the different things in the sim. The first 4 actually are very basic. Just getting to know your plane. I already know how to do that sort of stuff, but obviously it's quite useful for maybe some of you guys that aren't quite as familiar. And then the next 4 are something a little bit different. They're more about proper VFR flying, which I haven't been able to do in the old flight sim, so I would like to learn how to do in the new sim. But one important thing as well, the video may be a little stuttery. I've watched content from other YouTubers, and OBS has been quite laggy when recording this game for other YouTubers, and they've switched to a thing called Shadow Play. Now, I haven't yet done that, but maybe I will have to, although, I don't know, I'll have to wait and see. Right now, I am on my PC. Again, this is my recording PC, so it's the Ryzen 7 3700X, so excellent processor. It only has 3GB VRAM 1060, though, and actually, on medium settings, it's performing very well. It's performing better than FSX. On medium settings, and even medium settings actually looks pretty nice. So we're loading into tutorial number 1. It's going to take us about 8 minutes approximately, and I am already seeing down the bottom possibly I can switch the sim over to a display capture. I'm going to hope maybe that'll cure some of the lag, but if not, episode 2 I might have a look into this Shadow Play to see if I can use that, because as I said, at the moment apparently OBS isn't really getting on with this flight sim, but we'll see for now. So remember, I'm flying on an Xbox controller. It's a pretty decent mechanism of flying. As I said, not quite as good as a as a yoke or something, but it's pretty good. And I said it's connectable to a PC via my micro USB that I happen to have from a tablet charger. So you don't really need anything at all to do it, really. I mean, most people probably have a micro USB just laying around at home, like I happen to. But we'll go ahead and click ready to fly, so you can see the camera. Oh,
I'm your instructor, Captain Molina, but you can just call me Jess. This session will get started.
There's no instructor here.
First things first, let's get familiar with your surroundings.
So you can see how beautiful this is. Remember, this is on medium.
You get your bearings.
So the instructor's flying the plane right now.
You can see we have great visibility over Sedona today.
Take a look outside. Honestly, the camera works way better with an Xbox controller as well. The camera's not very good with keyboard and things, so that's a bonus as well. So far, it doesn't appear to be too stuttery on the recording, which is nice.
Red Rock territory. Beautiful, isn't it?
Looking quite nice. It's very nice on medium settings. You can see right now, well, you can't see it, but I'm getting 50 FPS right now, which is pretty good. The old flight sim was getting 25, 30, so pretty amazing. Just want to use, there you go, use that. And I have already made some custom cameras. I know how those work. And yeah, they are pretty decent, these things.
Sedona Airport. The
Right.
runway should be a pretty easy landmark to find.
Oh, I see it. There's the airport.
There you go. Visual confirmation on the airport.
Nice. If you put X, that works, is it? But yeah,
Oriented.
Xbox controller.
Time to fly this.
Turns out it's very good. So this is just the remember the first lesson.
First control
So quite basic.
is the yoke. I still remember my.
There we go. Whoa, it's a little too sensitive. With an Xbox controller, one thing to take into mind, I will have to just tweak in a minute. I think it's slightly too sensitive. If I can actually tune that. Can I tune the sensitivity? Here it is. Sensitivity, so... So we'll just tune it down, let's say minus 15, maybe. As I said, you know, I've literally just I did one landing challenge with this controller. I haven't really had a lot of chance to experiment yet. There we go.
Sure, you
That's a
can
little bit
turn,
better.
But you can also pitch.
That's a bit better.
For starters,
Still a little bit sensitive, but if I do it slowly, it's pretty good. So you can see here, this is with a controller. This is with a keyboard. Whoa.
Go ahead and try.
Get what I mean? It's rubbish. Basically, as I said, if you guys have an Xbox controller, I highly recommend using that
Let's see you level back out.
over the default kind of thing. So I do highly recommend that. But as I said, personally, it's very good. This Xbox controller can, you know, if you don't have a joystick or a yoke like me in this with this PC.
The elevator affects the plane's pitch, right?
So this is just using the
Back on
elevator.
stick, the plane starts to climb.
There we go.
Give it a shot.
And there's also throttle controls. A and B are the throttle.
In aviation,
And we've got brakes, which is the Y. I don't know what... Oh, yeah, X seems to focus on
But
something.
notice, when you're pitching up, your speed is decreasing.
Yes.
You could add more power. Or for now, let's just pitch down.
And there's also trim. I haven't quite worked out what the trim buttons are on this thing. So I am still learning
As you level back out,
this
let's
Xbox
talk about
controller.
another control.
But it's pretty good. As I said, you know, it's pretty good, really, as a method of flying.
Controls control the
Oh,
aircraft
rudder. Yes,
inside,
also this thing does have rudder,
also known as yaw.
which is nice. The fact that it has a rudder is quite big.
Pedals are going to steer the plane left or right. Up here, they properly align us during turns. Try them out and watch the plane's nose skew to either side.
Whoa!
Simple enough, right?
Maybe a bit too... I was a bit too much on the rudder there.
Let's bring this
Oh dear.
back to
Yeah, it's not stuttering too much, so that's pretty
Make sure your
good.
dashboard is aligned 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude. Okay,
Use
the
yoke,
last
there you
thing
go.
we're going to cover now is the throttle.
So you can see I'm just keeping the aircraft steady.
Then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. Let's see what happens when you cut all the power.
I'll cut the power.
Surprise, surprise. Our altitude is decreasing.
Actually, it isn't, but
This might be a
it's quite
good
good. This
time for piloting PSA.
thing.
Always keep an eye on your surroundings, because nobody likes a low-flying duck.
It's quite nice outside.
And throttle back up.
It is honestly, it's beautiful this sim, and this is on medium. Like it goes low, medium, high, ultra. No, not ultra. Sorry, high end ultra. Yeah, it's mad. Absolutely mad. and this is medium, and it's still, you can still see all the reflections, you can still see stuff outside. Remember, this is with 3 gig of VRAM and a 1060 that's about 3 to 4 years old.
Until then, if you want
So it's pretty good.
video or checklists or simply flying the plane, I'll be here.
Also, I have actually done a bit of flying. I've flown from Gatwick to Bordeaux. That was with the keyboard yoke, which is terrible. It's very sensitive, the keyboard yoke. That's what it's not sensitive until it is sensitive, and then it's horrible. To delegate aircraft controls, Control Alt X.
Alright, I have control.
And that gives the instructor back the aircraft. So there we go, and that you can see there. That is episode number 1 completed already. That's pretty amazing. You can see there, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did more than 2 minutes of flying. You can see there. I don't know how I've done 5 takeoffs. Again, I don't think it's quite accurate. And there we go. That's kind of it. So we'll return to the training menu. And that is episode number 1 of this Microsoft Flight Sim series. Obviously, as we go through, they're going to get longer, these episodes, because of the training gets more complex. But yeah, so far I'm getting on with the Xbox controller. Initially, I wasn't getting on with this game with the keyboard. I wanted the mouse yoke back. I was like, no, give me my mouse yoke. But actually, I've actually come to quite like using the Xbox controller. So if you guys have an Xbox controller and you don't have a yoke or a joystick, I highly recommend, instead of spending money on a joystick, just getting a micro USB cable or a wireless adapter and using one of these. Now quickly, before I finish, I am actually going to have a look at what on earth the trim is on this thing. So Y and up and down, that's pretty good. So as I said, I'm really getting on with the Xbox controller. And that is it for me. I will see you in the next one, which will be, of course, more Microsoft Flight Sim content. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!